Manga-Waido.
My name is Anna Yoshimura. I'm 35 years old. I've only recently become a Yoshimura. For a long time, I was a divorced woman, but recently, I'm married and now have a son who's in junior high. This is the story of how Kookie and I became a real family. I first got married when I was 21 years old. The person I married was a classmate, and we've been dating since high school. His name was Soichiro Ikawa. After graduating high school, Soichiro joined a local seafood processing company, and then we got married. But our happy married life only lasted 1 year. When we were out on a drive, as we loved doing, he crashed into oncoming traffic and passed away. I was sitting in the passenger seat and was pregnant at the time. Sadly, the baby didn't survive the shock of the accident. Having lost 2 lives so important to me, I spent a number of days in a daze at home. I felt like I would never recover from this. But there was this one person who managed to cheer me up. It was Soichiro's mother. I'm sure Soichiro would have wanted you to be happy. Mother! No doubt, she must have been hurting from losing her only son. But my mother-in-law was truly a strong person. You must forget about Soichiro now and live boldly. Encouraged by my mother-in-law's words, I decided to leave my hometown. My plan was to start again in a new place. 12 years since then. I've been working at various companies as a contract worker. I started to go to events where divorcees could hang out as a result of my work.
Anna-san, there's this matchmaking event our client is organizing.
Right. Never did I think I would have a life-changing encounter at this event. The venue was in the main hall of a famous hotel. There was a huge chandelier, a lush carpet, and an extravagant feast. Everything was out of the ordinary, and this excited me a lot. Most of the participants were either my age or older than me. I met Daisuke Yoshimura thanks to the staff matchmaking. For some reason, even though it was our first time, I was able to relax and have fun chatting with him. You have a son who's in junior high? I would have never guessed.
Yeah, he can be quite the handful.
He said it was almost impossible to remarry when you also had a problematic son.
But I still think that boy needs a mother.
Daisuke-san's first wife had passed away in a freak accident. Daisuke-san said he had also lost his mother when he was very young and had suffered a lot from it.
I just don't want him to go through what I did. That's all. No matter how much he misbehaves, I still love him to bits.
I spoke to a couple of men after that, but Daisuke-san was the only person who caught my attention. I could tell I was starting to develop feelings for him, the way he loved his son so purely. After the event, Daisuke-san was very surprised when I asked him out myself.
Are you sure? I'm not that much of a catch, you know.
That's not true.
Not to mention my son.
That's no way to talk about your son.
Yeah, you're right.
In order to figure out whether we were a good match for getting married, we talked about many topics. Daisuke-san used to enjoy riding his bike with his ex-wife. I also enjoy taking long drives with my husband, and I can also ride a bike.
You can? That's amazing! Let's go motorcycle touring sometime.
But while we were dating, something tragic happened. Daisuke-san was diagnosed with cancer. He suggested we break up because of it, to which I replied, I can't leave you now! That would be even worse!
Anna-san.
And that's how we promised each other we'd get married. After that, I went to Daisuke-san's house for the first time. Hello, Kookie-kun. My name is... He didn't even stop to hear my name.
Hey, Kookie! Come back here, Kookie!
Kookie-kun gave us a harsh glare and left. We knew we were going to face some resistance, but even Daisuke-san was surprised how obvious his son made it.
I'm sorry, he's very stubborn. Just like his mother was.
It's okay, don't worry. Let's take our time. No matter what face Kookie-kun made at me, I didn't stop trying to interact with him. Kookie-kun, it's your birthday soon, right? Your dad told me. Is there anything you want? No matter what I said, he continued to ignore me and would avoid even making eye contact. He either stayed in his room or would sometimes just leave the house. This went on forever.
This is not good. Without his approval, we can't even organize a ceremony.
I didn't expect things to be easy, but maybe I shouldn't be too pushy either. We began to panic. We wanted to have the wedding as soon as possible. One day, when I went to Daisuke-san's house, Kookie-kun was tinkering with his bike with a delinquent-looking friend. They were staring at the engine intensely.
There's a screw loose here. Maybe that's the problem. Here too. Maybe we should take it to a mechanic? Oh, I forgot. You don't have any money.
Something wrong with your bike. Let me have a look. I'm just gonna borrow this.
Hey!
It's a skill I learned when I was younger. By the looks of it, it doesn't seem to be a serious problem. I quickly fixed his bike. When I told him to switch on the engine...
Hey, it worked! Look at you, lady! Oh, you must be Koki's new mom. She's not! And you! Mind your own business!
Kookie-kun! Kookie-kun drove off angrily. His friend apologized to me on his behalf.
I'm sorry about him. That's the bike his mom used to ride.
Oh gosh, and I just tinkered with it without even knowing. No wonder he's mad. His friend told me where Kookie-kun might have gone.
There's this observatory on the other side of town, from where you can see the sea. He's probably there.
I went to the place fully expecting him to not be there and found him staring to the distance. I approached him and turned around and saw me. I grabbed his arm and stopped him from walking away. Please, Kookie-kun, I'm sorry about earlier. I didn't know that was your mother's bike.
Whatever. Marry my dad if you want. It's none of my business. But I'm not going to betray my mom.
What do you mean betray? That's not what your father is doing.
If finding a new woman and getting married is not a betrayal, then what the hell is?
Kookie-kun screamed and shook my arm off and turned away from me again. I thought long and hard but decided to tell him the truth. I'd already gotten permission from Daisuke-san. Listen to me, Kookie-kun. Daisuke-san, I mean your father, he has cancer.
No, it can't be.
It's true. He's still in the early stages, but there's no telling what might happen. That's what the doctor said. There's a possibility he may pass away and leave you, and he's really troubled by that thought.
That's a stupid reason to get married! Are you okay with that? You know we're not rich, right?
Hey, cut it out! I love Daisuke-san, even though a kid like you might not get it. Kookie-kun, I'm begging you. You have to accept us getting married.
Do what you want.
Kookie-kun didn't wait for my reply and left the observatory. That day, he didn't come home. A few days later, Daisuke-san contacted me.
Kookie has been caught shoplifting. I can't get to him right now.
Kookie-kun? No way! I'll head straight there. Where is he? I rushed to where Kookie-kun was said to be. It was a large supermarket in the neighboring town. The only way scum like you are going to learn their lesson is by getting caught by the police. Go to the police and tell them what happened. Kookie-kun was getting reprimanded by a security guard lady in her 60s who was probably hired to catch shoplifters. The shop owner who was checking the CCTV saw me and led me inside.
It seems he was here with a couple of friends. He doesn't want to show us the inside of his bag. I didn't take anything!
You liar! I saw you! Why don't you show us the inside of your bag then?
I don't want to! Don't touch my bag! Let's all take a breather. Look, your mom's here. That's not my mom! What?
It's true I'm not his mom, but I spent enough time with him to know him, and I'm certain this boy. Kookie-kun, you haven't stolen anything, have you? Are you accusing me of lying? I've been doing this job for over 20 years. I know a thief when I see one. I don't care. Kookie-kun, you're not the kind of person to steal something, correct? Kookie-kun let out a heavy sigh and placed his bag on top of the table. Can I open it? He nodded his head and so I proceeded to open his bag. What? Inside his bag, there was not a single thing from the shop. The old lady turned pale blue. Why didn't you just let them see the inside of your bag?
My mom got me this bag, and I didn't want anyone to touch it. I deeply apologize for this misunderstanding. I promise we will make it up to you at a later date.
The store manager deeply apologized. The old lady also bowed her head and we were free to go. What I found out later was that another kid had shoplifted, and Kookie-kun just happened to look a lot like him. That was the reason of the misunderstanding. The store manager visited with the old lady to apologize, and that's when we found out the truth. On the walk home from the supermarket, Kookie-kun and I spoke about many things. Contrary to how I may look, I used to be a biker and I'm used to those situations.
Yeah, I was wondering how you knew how to fix bikes. Makes sense now.
Are you surprised? Let me know if you need me to fix your bike again.
No need.
Kookie-kun turned his back to me as usual.
But what you can do is teach me how to fix my bike, so I can do it myself.
Of course I will. That makes me very happy. Thank you, Kookie-kun. Daisuke-san and I ended up having a small wedding ceremony, and of course Kookie-kun put on his uniform and attended.
Congratulations. I wish you all the best, Anna-san.
He said, all this looking very embarrassed. I don't mind waiting until he feels comfortable calling me Mom. Daisuke-san's cancer is also in remission. Finally, I feel like we can start our new lives. When the priest gave us a blessing, I promised myself that I'd do whatever it took to love and protect this family.